Can you talk to us a little bit about that project and what that's meant to the football program at Findlay?
Oh, it's you cannot understate how big it's been to be able to practice right out of the back of our facility building. Our alumni stepped up, the university stepped up in a big way. Of course, we played down at Donnell Stadium, which is a community stadium in the south end of our community. But before Champions Field was built, when we broke meetings, we'd have to get in cars, get in the back of pickup trucks, go down to an intersection, over and overpass, and then heaven forbid, once we get out there, that we get a lightning delay. Guys would have to go sit in their cars. They'd be sweaty at the end. They'd have to drive back in their cars, just sweating all over the cloth seats, and just not an ideal setup. And so we've really changed the game, and it's everything from, we were out there this morning for a 30-minute walkthrough before we sent guys to class, and practicing, and just guys getting extra work in on their own. And we're right in the heart of campus. There's not a day that goes by where I don't see Jim Gibbons walking by or popping out there, or Charlie Ernst, our basketball coach, Wick Kachalgoff, our volleyball coach. It's there. We've had basketball guys from our men's basketball team out watching practice, when before we were kind of on an island off in the middle of nowhere, and we had to do a lot of shared space. Women's soccer would be getting done, we'd get on, and then women's lacrosse was coming on after that. And so even just that extra work that the guys get in, they've been able to do on their own has been outstanding.
Well, it's certainly I think really cool to have you guys on campus, and it really is kind of in the heart with people. I'm sure now that the general population of students are back on campus, they're milling around as you guys are getting going. So I'm sure it hypes things up a little bit more as you get ready for 2025. So let's talk a little bit about X's and O's. You come off the 2024 season, finished that year 9-2. Were ranked as high as number 20 in the nation at some point. If you could kind of wrap a bow on 2024 as you get ready for 2025, I know this is a veteran group, and we'll talk about some of those returners in a second. But what momentum can you take from 2024 as you head into fall this year?
Well, I think it's interesting. Does it carry over? Right. I mean, it was such a long, long time ago. I think there's things that kind of get etched in the back of your mind from that prior season. We're certainly proud of some of the things that we were able to accomplish, and we're certainly very aware of the things that we didn't. And I think the standard is the standard here, and our players and our coaching staff have an expectation to be at a certain level, and ultimately we didn't achieve those goals last year. And so, I had a coach tell me that I used to work for, there'd be a lot of people in the country that'd be very, very happy with 9-2. And that's okay. We have a standard that we want to keep very, very high. And we know the competition in this league week in and week out is getting better and better every year. And so I think that season is securely in the rear view, and our eyes are on what's in front of us.
Well, before we get into some of those returners, you did lose a couple of key guys, some all conference honorees, co-defensive lineman of the year, and Joseph Carter. You lost your quarterback in Matthew Reevy. Talk about maybe some of the holes that you've got to kind of fill this year. I mentioned a veteran group. Those were really two of the big guys you lost. You got almost all of your 11 all GMAC picks back. So where are some of those holes, and what have you guys been kind of focusing on here in fall camp, kind of building off of some of that veteran experience that you have?
Yeah, I think once every year, you sprinkle in a couple new guys via transfer, and then you bring in a freshman class, and basically there's certain pieces of the puzzle that are already laid out, and now you just have to say, okay, which guy fits for where we have those holes, and there were some things that we needed to identify and go after in recruiting to get ourselves to a point where we felt like we gave this very, very strong senior class the best opportunity to win. And obviously there's a quarterback battle that's ongoing. And then, and we had an outstanding young player behind Joseph Carter on the offensive line that we were able to redshirt, because Joseph was our starter at right guard, and that young man took over that position. Nick Bermuth took it over in spring ball and has solidified it through fall camp. And we're certainly very excited about that. So if you're recruiting right, you should be bringing guys up through the ranks to take over when you lose those pieces.